Hello and welcome back to the CueTPOS Back of House Training Series. Today we're going to discuss forced modifiers. Now, a forced modifier is basically a modifier or modifier group that forces you to take an exact number, and an example of which might be a bucket. Now, let me show you a bucket, how it might be used. I'm going to click on the universal bucket here, and you'll see in between the cancel button right here and the start button, it says 0 of 6. Now we have quite a few choices here. And as you can see, we can add Bud Light or Coors, and they're being added into the cart value basically underneath the bucket, which is $25, but there are no upsells. But if I choose something like Leffe or Hoo Garden, we see that there's actually some upsell choices here. I can go with Blue Moon. Now, if I hit Love Street here, you'll see I'm at 5 of 6. As soon as I hit 6, and you'll notice I can't stop. I only have the choice to cancel or start over. But as soon as I hit 6, it's going to go right into the cart. And now you'll see how that works with some other items. But let's take a look and see how that's set up first. So if I come over to the buttons and I look at this, you'll see that if I go to this universal bucket, it just says bucket. It's a modifier group. So what did we do different from a forced modifier from an unforced modifier? Well, that's pretty interesting. Well, actually, I want to show you that we also chose 6 here, but that's just one of the many layers of control that you have with modifiers that's within the program itself. Now I'm going to go to the setups and other setups just like I did and went to the same modifiers. But I'm going to go to the bucket modifier. Now, if you look, it seems to be fairly innocent. But up here, this is where everything is controlled by. And you see that basically what we're doing is we're saying that there's 6. Now, we can do this and we can create a new group. And so I'm going to call this test bucket, right? And I'm going to make it so that there's only 3. And with the 3, basically all we're going to be able to do there is choose 3 beers when we do this in the future. But I'm going to add the beers in a second. So test bucket, 3. Update. And from here, I'm going to add a couple of those beers because I'm lazy. I'm going to make cheap, a couple of the same ones, but I'm going to add 1 new beer. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say that this is new beer 2. And of course, I want to keep track of the inventory like I do anything else. So I'm going to characterize this under there. But new beer is going to have a $2 upcharge. And when I come back here and I look for new beer, there it is. It already exists. So I'm going to do a 1-to-1 link. I will link it. I don't need to create the product now. I already have new beer in there. And I'm going to keep the color of the button to be that teal blue. I'll save my layout and I'm going to recheck my settings. I have test beer. Test beer is pretty much highlighted over here, right? And I have my choices, including my new beer, and I have the number set to 3. So I'm going to save my layout one more time. And now, just like any other time that you're working with modifiers, whenever you do an update on a modifier, since we load them at the beginning of the program starting to save resources and to make the program a little bit more responsive, we have to restart. It's really one of the only few times, and it's just basically because we can have a lot of establishments that have 80, 90 modifiers linked to one product, and maybe 1,000 products. So it does get pretty cumbersome. So let me go ahead and restart. And when this is going on, you'll see we're loading these modifiers right now. So come over. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to actually add that to a new item. So I'm going to have to do this all over again. But I'm going to make it so that we have this universal bucket is now going to use the test bucket. That way it'll save a little bit of time, but I'm going to save the layout. Again, I usually don't have to because I haven't changed any of the layout. I just changed the contents of the button. And I will make you watch me reload one more time because I made that mistake. So at this point here, everything should work when we put the test bucket in. So when we hit on this universal test bucket, you'll see now we have those 6 beers, but we're only allowed to choose 3 if you look in between here. So if I do Foo Garden, Beach Bum, and then I put our new beer in, it comes in at $2 like it was supposed to, and it instantly adds to the cart, and we finish out with the order. And basically that's how you make an unforced modifier and unforced modifier groups. All right. Thanks again, and help say, thank you for tuning in, and there will be more lessons to come. Thank you.